This is Nicole here at Be So Creative, and we are here for a Tuesday tip. I've, I'm excited to talk to you guys about clear blue tiles. Kimberbell has come out with these amazing tiles that make quilting in the hoop a cinch. Now, quilting in the hoop is nothing new. We've all heard about it. If you look behind me, Sharon has done some amazing quilting in the hoop on her Little Things quilt. And if you ladies have taken the class with her, you've done this whole thing without tiles. So why do you need these? They make it so easy to quilts in the hoop, and this is more of a final product. Normally, when you applicate, like with the Little Things, you are doing a block by block method, meaning you are quilting your piece of fabric, you're adding your applique, and then you're going to the next block, and then you connect them at the end. This is, you can do the block by block method, but where this is a game changer is when you have a completely finished product and you want to quilt something. So maybe you have an orphan block that you've been wanting to turn into a table topper and you wanted to expand beyond straight line quilting or wavy line quilting. I love serpentine quilting because you can't see if I wiggle around a little bit. Um, so let's talk about this. Let's jump in, and maybe you will want to quilt that little baby quilt, that table topper, that maybe pillow that you've had sitting waiting for quilting. So what comes with clear blue tiles? Let me open this up and show you. You're going to get a wonderful instructional manual with really great pictures. We can just kind of go through there. You're also, oh, I flipped through really quick. You're also going to get this exclusive design to make these adorable table runners, table toppers, dresser scarf, whatever you want. You could turn these into little placemats. You're going to get the design to make this, and I will tell you, all of these little blocks are made in the hoop, so that's really fun. The other thing you're going to get is some Kimberbell slap bands. You're also going to get a USB with some exclusive designs, and I'll show you that in a bit. You're going to get some water erasable marking pins, and then of course you're going to get the tiles. Let me pull out some tiles. Let me pull these little guys out. You're going to get the tile system, and these tiles are the perfect templates to mark your borders. There's blocks. If you wanted to do custom quilting, oftentimes we don't want to take a small little table topper to our long armor, and say, hey, can I get custom quilting? But you really want the look of custom quilting. You're going to get all kinds of tiles to mark all of your different blocks. If you want to mark your itty bitty blocks, we've got itty bitty tiles. If you want to mark borders, we've got border tiles. We've got pretty much every size tile that you're going to want to use. So what do I do with these tiles? Nicole, you're showing me these things and I don't know what to do with them. Let me show you. But before I show you exactly how you're going to mark your quilt, let me show you the quilting designs, because these are beautiful designs that you can only get when you buy this system. It's not available anywhere else. So we've got some border loops if you have a project with borders and you want to custom quilt it. We've got border swirls. We've got bitty blocks. How cute are these bitty blocks? They call them like Easter eggs because it's kind of finding cute little surprises in your quilt. Those are perfect for cornerstones. Maybe you're doing a four patch and you want something fun in there. And then we've got some different designs. We've got a winter, these beautiful snowflakes. We've got springs with flowers. We've got some lovely swirls, loops, a summertime one with our little bees, and a fall one with our candy corn. And the great thing is, regardless of what size tile you use, all of these stay exactly the same. So they're not going to shrink down when you do a smaller one, and they're not going to get bigger if you use a bigger tile. They're all consistent. So let me show you how you would use the system. You're going to get your orphan block or whatever you have. This is one of my orphan blocks. He's been sitting waiting for some attention. And you need to decide what size hoop you have and how you want to quilt this. If I want to do custom quilting, I will, kind of decide exactly where I want everything, and I'm going to use my tiles. If I wanted to do an all over quilting, which is what I'm going to do today, I'm going to look and decide what's my biggest hoop and look at my tiles. And I will tell you, if you've got, the 6 by 10 hoop, you can still do this. If you have a smaller hoop, you can. For those ladies who have the really big hoop, we have the expansion pack. And these tiles, you use them exactly the same. They're just a little bit bigger. For those, maybe with your Solaris, you've got the great big hoop. Maybe you have the Bernina and you've got the jumbo hoop. These are going to be perfect for that. But let's mark with our smaller ones. You are going to get your favorite marking tool, which it comes with one, but I also had one behind me, but let's just pop out our marking tool. We've got a great Kimberbell water. We're using a water soluble. Oh, Sharon's going to grab it for me, so I'm not squeaking this guy out. Um, it comes with 2 Kimberbell marking tools, which are fabulous. They're water soluble. If you prefer chalk, you can use your chalk pens. So what you're going to do, I've decided on this one, I want to do an all over quilting pattern. So I'm simply going to lay my tile on here and I'm going to mark. You want to mark your crosshairs and you want to mark this arrow because this lets me know this is the top of my project. So I'm marking all of my crosshairs. The other thing you're going to notice is I've got a little size box here. Why do I have a size box? So I know what file I'm loading into my design. So I'm going to write in there 8 by 12. And this I will say, if you're using chalk to mark everything else, I would use the pen to mark this. So I've marked all of my crosshairs. I've marked my arrow at the top to tell me which way I'm going. I've marked my block size. The last thing you want to mark is your borders or your edge marks. So I'm going to mark this and I'm going to mark this. Why do I need to mark those? That lets me know where I'm lining up my tile for the next one. So this quilting, it's not like some of the other quilting in the hoop that you've seen where you have to have perfect placement and match your points. You have open-ended designs. No one's going to be able to tell that anything isn't lined up exactly perfectly because we're not marking ends. We are marking blocks. So you don't want so much space in between your designs, which is why it's really important to mark your tiles. Now, if you're maybe in the middle of a quilt, you're going to want to mark your top as well. I'm not because that's at the edge. So you are just going to keep marking all of your crosshairs. You're going to write in that size. This is an 8 by 10 and your midpoint. And you're just going to keep marking. So as you can tell over here, I've got just a tiny bit. I'm not going to use my 8 by 10 to mark that. I'm going to pick one of my smaller tiles. And so once you have your whole quilt marked up, what you're going to do is you're ready to quilt it. You're going to hoop it. So one thing though that you're going to want to do, and I brought a jumbo hoop, is you are going to want to line up your crosshairs when you hoop it. Now, if you don't have your template guide, you can simply use your ruler and I'm just going to find the markings, the top and bottom of my hoop, and I'm going to match it with that. And then I'm going to look at my crosshairs. And of course, I have not laid it down just right. So now that I am lining up, that crosshair is right on and it's absolutely perfect. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about is my project. This is way too small. How am I going to hoop it? Look at all that. My hoop can't grab onto that. Not a problem. You're going to have backing and you're going to have batting. And just like you would leave some extra when you quilt it on your domestic or you take it to your long armor, you need to have some extra for this. And you're probably wondering, how much extra? It depends on what size hoop. I'm using a jumbo hoop for this. So once I've aligned everything, I'm going to look and see, okay, I need to have, I would say at least maybe 3 inches of extra backing fabric. Over here, I need a little bit more because my hoop is bigger. This is more of an oval hoop. So you're going to want to make sure that you can hoop at least your backing fabric. If you're worried about your batting being too thick, it's okay. You can have your batting a little bit thinner. It's okay if it's not hooped in. We have wonderful tape that you can use to tape this down so none of it gets caught. You can also tape your batting as well. Once you've hooped everything, you are going to load the file. And if you're thinking, uh-oh, what file? Guess what? We wrote it all down. Every time, if you're doing custom, you wrote down what block size that you're using. So you'll just find the tile that you used. You'll go to your machine and you'll coordinate the number you wrote down with the embroidery file. You'll hoop it and you'll get started. And guess what? In no time, you will have your project that's been sitting, waiting, that orphan block waiting to turn into a table topper, that baby quilt that your long arm is just a tiny bit too busy to get quilted for you. You will be able to get that quilted. And let me show you a project that we made using an all over design using the clear blue tiles. This is that exclusive project that we showed you. How adorable is that? And guess what? I didn't have to make any of those teeny tiny flying geese. I didn't lose any points because all of that was pieced in the hoop for me. If I would have done it, I might not have so clear points. So super cute. And let me show you that beautiful quilting on the back. How beautiful is that? This is one of those designs that is completely exclusive to the clear blue tiles. You can't get this anywhere else. You can't get this on the vault. This is one of those beautiful, beautiful designs. And I will tell you, I use different size clear blue tiles. And look, you can't tell if I used a big or a small because all of those designs are exactly the same regardless of what size tile you use it for. Well, I hope you learned about clear blue tiles. I hope you're excited to open them up and get started quilting that project that's just been waiting. Thanks so much for joining us for Tuesday Tips. Have a great rest of your day.